Hi everyone, I just wanted to share part 2 of my testimony, how God worked in my life after bringing me through that difficult time. Um, I just want to say, I don't look at that situation as good, but it tells us in the Bible that God can work all things for our good. It doesn't say all things are good. And I don't think that situation is good. And there may be things that you're going through right now that are terrible, but God can use them. If you give your difficult situation to Him, if you give your hurt and your heartache to Him and say, God, please use this in my life, He can use the worst situations in our lives and use them for so much good. And after everything happened with me and I was just so depressed, God started showing me what He thought of me. He started showing me how much He loved me, and I saw myself from His perspective in a way that I had never seen myself before. Verses like Psalms 139, 17 and 18. How precious also are thy thoughts unto me, O God. How great is the sum of them. If I should count them, they are more in number than the sand. When I awake, I am still with thee. And that just amazed me that God's thoughts towards me are so vast. He thinks about me all the time. He loves me. Jeremiah 31:3, where it says, I have loved thee with an everlasting love. Therefore, with loving kindness have I drawn thee. And just realizing God loved me before I was. And I didn't come to Him. He drew me to Himself because He loves me. And He started showing me that the way I look at myself is not the way He looks at me. I look at myself and see what I've done and base my value on that. And I thought I was worthless. And God started showing me, no, you're worth so much to me. I made you and you're precious to me. And it just amazed me. And it really strengthened my relationship with God. But I also got more of a perspective. And I remember really looking at life and thinking, why am I living? What am I living for? What do I want in life? And I realized something so important, that no matter what I was doing, I wanted to serve God with everything in me. And one verse, I remember reading it, and it just made such an impact on me. It is 1 Corinthians chapter 3, verses 11 through 15. And it says, For other foundation can no man lay than that is laid, which is Christ Jesus. Now if any man build upon this foundation gold, silver, precious stone, wood, hay, stubble, every man's work shall be made manifest, for the day shall declare it, because it shall be revealed by fire, and the fire shall try every man's work of what sort it is. If any man's work abide which he hath built thereupon, he shall receive a reward. If any man's work shall be burned, he shall suffer loss, but he himself shall be saved, yet so as by fire. And that verse, or those verses, really stuck out to me. And I thought, when I go to heaven and I see Jesus and He says, look what I've done for you. I've died for you. I've given my life for you. I gave everything for you. What have you done for me? I remember thinking, I don't want to just stand before Him and say, I lived a nice life. I was good. I got saved. That's how I can get into heaven. But I didn't really do anything. I didn't want that to be my story. After God had done so much in my life and worked in me so much, I wanted to one day stand before Him doing the best that I could to serve Him with my whole life. And I know once we get to heaven, the things that we did for Christ, we will just, when we see Him, we will think that what we did was not enough. but I want to die trying. I want to serve God, living a life to honor God. And I realized after everything that had happened to me, I need to figure out what's important in life. I need to know what I want. And I realized all that I want is to serve God and honor Him. And that just really changed my perspective. It changed how I acted. It changed how I thought. And I just remember really seeking to get closer to God and praying. And I remember He's answered some really specific prayers. It was the summer right after the year before all that had happened. The summer after that, I just felt like God brought me through such victory. And I just thought that was so amazing that He would answer my prayers. Like He would listen when I prayed. And that was just awesome to me. But I just want to say, through that time, I still struggled. For years, if any guy, no matter how old he was, young, old, my age, a little bit older than me, if they were ever nice to me, I rejected it. I pushed it away, and I was nasty to them because I was so scared. That was one of my biggest fears. If any guy was nice to me, I just figured, wow, they're being nice to me for a reason. And I kind of feel bad for the way I acted. Because if anyone liked me, I would turn ice cold and I would be so nasty to them. So I want to let you know, if you've gone through anything like this and you're in the process of healing and you feel like you're not healed yet, it's okay. It's like a wound that can take a long time to heal. And the thing is, maybe one day you will heal completely, but there will always be a scar. You can't erase memories. You can't make them non-existent. Yes, they will fade, and there will be a time where they don't come up. You don't remember them as often, but they're always still there. And I know when I struggle with it, I just have to bring them to God again and say, please help me. Please take this away from me. And I just have to focus on God to get my focus off of these bad memories. And I just thank God for the work that He did in my life, because honestly, at one point I thought there is no way I'm ever getting married. I don't know what to do when a guy likes me. I just push him away, whether he's nice or not, whether I like him or not. It's just a jerk reaction. Guy's nice to me, I become hateful. And honestly, the fact that I'm married today is a miracle. God used my husband in amazing ways in my life, and I was not always nice to him. I was not very kind in the beginning. I told him on our first date, I don't trust you, and don't think I'm going to. But he was so patient with me, and he showed me God's love. And that's what really worked in my heart. So I just want to let you know, like I said before, if you've gone through anything like what I have, or if you've just gone through a difficult time, seek God through it. The pain or this awful situation is not good, but God can use it for good, to draw you closer to Him, to make you more like Him. And when you're shattered, let God put you back together the way He wants you to be, because it is so much better when we let God heal us than when we try to put ourselves back together. And God knows what's best. God knows how to work everything for our good. Well, I hope that was a blessing, and I hope you all have a wonderful day.